Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Zazamanimax casting the second of two games between teams, as was established in the last game, Team Bowser and his ladies versus Team VoD. So, we had, with the bans, we had LeBlanc and Remus banned, as those two champions dominated the last game. Remus was all over the map, and LeBlanc did destroy Morgana mid lane. And then we had the opposing team just standard bans. We had Kitten and Shaco, but very standard. And then we had a Shin ban, which was very interesting. As you all know, in the last patch, Shin got every single one of his abilities buffed. His ultimate. His ultimate actually takes a little bit more time now, but at early levels the shield is a little more. Just like to show, I do have the Riven background, as every self-respecting little player should have. But all of Shin's abilities that scale off of bonus HP got their bonus HP scaling buffed. Now a lot more he can restore energy with his taunt. And, it's like 40 energy per champion instead of 50 energy if he hits a champion. So Shin is very, very strong right now. Instead of, being not that great at all, he's gone to being a very, very respectable man in games just in the space of one patch. So instead of just slow buffs over the course of time, like Ezreal got a while back ago, he got, a couple buffs here and there over a few patches. But, Shin got buffed all at once. Anyway, as far as picks go, we had the first pick Yorick, which is a very good pick because Yorick is very hard to counter top lane. He has his matchups, and his matchups just happen to be most of the matchups in the game. But we did have a Garen pick from the purple team, so two very strong laners early, both of which who fall off later. I would say Garen a little bit more so, just because of the fact that Yorick can ultimate their AD carry. Interestingly, I don't know who the AD carry is for the blue team. If I had to guess, I would say Ziggs. Maybe a Ziggs Soraka lane? But I do not know. I know we have a jungle Nautilus this time instead of solo top Nautilus. I believe jungle is a little bit better for him because he can really, really use that shield and his passive towards his abilities, and with his grab and his slow. Just his CC screams, use me from the jungle, and is a lot more sustained than, say, a Blitzcrank or something. But anyway, we had the Kassadin pick from the purple team, so, it won't be a Soraka mid, because Soraka solo lane is kind of bad now. So, a free, uncounterpicked pick from the purple team. And then we had a Sona pick. Sona's still very good, just not as base damagey good as before. Then we had, interestingly, the Victor pick. If you watched the VoD previously, Victor was banned by the purple team, and now he's open for Mechanic Cat to play. So we'll have to see how that plays out. And then we had Skarner and Ashe. Ashe, 2 patches ago, getting her, in the Ziggs patch, she got her mana cost and cooldowns both lowered pretty substantially on volley. So her laning phase, instead of her being bullied out of lane a lot, it's now a lot easier for her to stay in lane and to hang with all the aggressive laners that we have, like the Vaynes of the world, the Graveses, the Caitlyn's, everybody like that, really. And then we have Skarner, who, the higher up you go, he gets a little weaker, but at, mid-range or below coordinated teams and solo queue anything, he's a god. Besides his ganking presence, just his ability when people are coordinated to pull the squishy out into the open in a team fight, just that ultimate is so good. Not quite back when he had the Clint's teleport bug, but it's still very, very strong versus any team that's not coordinated and doesn't have bodies in front of their AD carry, or if the AD carry gets aggressive. Excuse me for 1 second. But as you've seen before in a couple of my VODs, with Sona Ashe, watch out for once they hit level 6, because that's a good, I believe it's 3.5 seconds they can lock someone down, and not just lockdown, but stun locked. They can keep someone. Very, very strong, strong play by them. Not strong play. It looks like Victor's Hex Core is bugged a little bit, and it will continue to be bigger than his other items. As I was pointing out in the last video, when people buy items just like that, they get a little bit, they bump up for a sec. It looks like Soraka going 4 wards and a health pot, Yorick going Meki Pendant, health pot, mana potion. Yorick's of course getting mana mune now, because his only thing he lacks is mana. We do have purple team again going defensive, no invades this game, and it looks like blue team is just going to go to their lanes. Oh, I guess we do have AD Victor, maybe? Not sure. They could go duo AP with that, but I'm not sure. But we have Yorick about to leash for Nautilus. Nautilus with his shield is a very, very effective jungler, and once Nautilus gets a Philo Stone, he pretty much have he pretty much has the ability to sustain anything. His mana costs aren't that intensive. You know, he's got, what is that, 80 mana on his shield, but I believe that's static. His dredge line goes up a little bit, but it starts at 60, and you keep that at level 1 anyway. And his Riptide also, so he, with a Philo Stone, he's pretty good for a long time. Excuse me, he'll just pop his shield right now. Do damage over time. It looks like Ziggs actually stole the big minion from, stole the big minion, or the big wolf from Nautilus. So, you know, nothing major, but that is 40-something gold Nautilus won't have. Bot lane, again, blue team getting the golems, as well they should. Skarner having a blue buff, which is now almost a requirement on him, now that his Crystal Slash doesn't cost 15 mana per hit. Nautilus getting blue buff of his own, so he'll have his shield up, and he'll have his Riptide whenever he wants. Shield's still on a longer cooldown, but with blue buff, it's not that. It's pretty negligible. Mid lane, we have Ziggs versus Kassadin. Will be a very interesting matchup, especially once Kassadin hits 6, because Ziggs' harass won't be that great. Top lane, we have 2 of the strongest laners in the game that also fall off really hard late. Yorick is kind of the new Garen in a number of ways. Very, very good early, very, very good base damages, but not the best in the world at staying powerful throughout the game. They basically have to go tanky. They do different things. Garen gets a little bit more tanky than Yorick. Yorick does a little bit more damage, and Yorick can ult the AD carry. You know, and his full stats on the ultimate, I believe. So, you know, and his Revenant's power up. So we have a little bit of harass going down. For Victor, we have aggressive wards at each bushes. Looks like we had a mistake ward here by Soraka, and Soraka is very low. Is Ash going to get killed? The Ignite does go off. Summoner heal baiting, and is Ash going to get down? And Victor gets the kill. Great heal bait by Soraka. So a great play by them. Mid, we have Ziggs going after Kassadin, but he is getting hit by this. He's getting hit by what's it called, Skarner, and Skarner with the red buff is going to get Ziggs. So blue team gets first blood, but then they give a kill back. Mid, did Kassadin get the assist? Kassadin did get the assist. So look at this. Kassadin has already blown through his 3 health pots. So it'll be interesting to see levels 1 through 5 what he does versus Ziggs. You know, just without the base damages, or not base damages, but without his ultimate, he really can't harass Ziggs effectively. And, you know, 1 through 5, especially once his Q gets to level 2, Ziggs is very effective. But it looks like, interestingly, he's leveling his Minefield first, which is a smart choice versus Kassadin, as mobile as Kassadin becomes. We'll have to see. Kassadin really can't stay here as long as Ziggs is there, just as low as he is. And we have Ziggs being very aggressive, hitting Kassadin with a Q. Kassadin's passive, blocking that a little bit. Nautilus going mid, but Kassadin going back, so Nautilus is going to go top. Skarner and Sona both going bottom. Sona needing to get her just a couple more wards. Not enough to get a Philo Stone, but, you know, wards win games. And as I was saying earlier, this is a lot more typical ward. Instead of the aggressive ward here and here, they have the more even ward, and when games are, when games are even, you want to have a ward right at dragon to see what people are doing further out. And since you're not pushed, you don't need a ward in tri-bush as much. We have top lane Nautilus going to the tower trying to get this Garen. Are they going to be able to do it with the ghoul going off? Looks like Yorick is still being hit by the tower. And Yorick does die, but Garen did do damage to him, so Yorick got a free kill. If you saw, Yorick tried to back out of turret range, but wasn't able to do it in time, and did, in fact, die to the turret. He could have still been there pounding on the turret, but this might, in some ways, be better. Because killing a turret too early is bad for the person that kills it, because they lose a lot of map control, and minions, as last hit centered as they are, instead of roaming centered, they'll start to fall behind the last hits because they're going to have to start to roam more, because the minions, there's all this space right here for minions to push to, whereas there's only really this much space that's gankable that the other team has to push to that's risking themselves. Yeah, they need to drop wards here a lot more, but at the same time, it's almost worse. A 7-minute tower is kind of a bad thing, especially bot lane. A 15-minute tower is fantastic. And we have the ping going off mid. The silence going off by Cassidy, but Ziggs with his boots is able to escape. Skarner continuing to push, continuing to go after. The dredge line going off. So we do have all this going. We do have the 2v2 engagement. Is Ziggs going to go down? Ziggs does go down with the pulse, whatever it's called, the Force Pulse, that's what it is. I was going to say Pulse Force. But the Force Pulse going down versus going down, damaging Nautilus and killing Ziggs. And then we had just the burst damage he has able to kill Nautilus. So Cassidy getting ahead. Cassidy 2-0-1 to Ziggs' 0-2-1. Chester Wu, I'm sorry, continuing to win his lane. Bot lane, we have Victor actually out-CSing Ashe quite heavily, and he has a kill. So if you look at this, he has 2,100 gold, Ashe's 1,300. So Victor bottom lane. Questioned it early, but who am I to judge? It's winning the game, or winning bot lane. Both teams 3-3, blue team with a little bit more gold just because of assists. Cassidy, like I said, now that he's 6, he's able to, as people who have played him before know, he's able just to push in, or he's able to, and Ziggs misses the ultimate, but Cassidy is able to rift walk in, use his Q, silence the other person, and force pulse for a good burst with a slow so he can get away. Ziggs doing the smart thing and dropping his minefield on himself as Ashe comes in. And is she going to get the hill? No, another fantastic heal bait from Soraka. Just Ashe was going into ward. Or not ward, but at least get out of range of Victor's ultimate and just got split, and Sona got chased by Victor's ultimate. And like I was saying in the first video, Victor he's very, very good. Damage-wise, he's just a little wonky. He needs a couple quality of life changes, and he needs his passive to be useful late game, but besides that, Victor's a good pick. And Cassidy with blue buff. There are a few things in this game more frustrating than Cassidy with a blue buff. Just he can rift walk whenever he wants. The only real limiter is his mana cost, but with blue buff, he just rift walks whenever he wants all of the time. Ziggs going double Doran's Ring. And as you can see, like I was saying, he just rift walks in, uses his Null Sphere, and gets the ultimate, a good silence off. That's why he's such a great counter, because people can't do anything versus it because they're silenced. As Ziggs just runs around and laughs because that's what Ziggs is good at. Runs around, bounce around, and explode when he dies. I really haven't seen a Ziggs level his minefield before, but it's a smart choice considering how mana heavy his Q is. It's 60, but it goes up to 100 on about a 4-second cooldown at rank 5, so he really can't spam it the way he should, whereas Explosive Minefield is on a much longer cooldown and does more damage to more targets, assuming everybody hits their own separate mine. Top lane we had Skarner going in just to help, but wasn't able to do anything as Yorick is just playing very conservatively and did see with the ward. Right now, blue team with the only 2 wards in game. Excuse me, I'm going to blow my nose really quick. And we do have, it looks like we have AP Victor, so blue team with a lot of AP on their team, and you can just see the awesome combo damage he can do between his Q and his Death Ray. I mean, that's 300 damage he can do right away, and then he can shield himself for 40% of that, so, you know, just his Death Ray is even better scaling, so between the two, that's 450 damage he's looking at before resist. And then, of course, his slow is fantastic as well. Just great zoning tool. Not allowing Ashe to last hit the way she wants to. Cassidy just going back and forth with Ziggs mid. Having more gold by how much? Having 400 more gold than Ziggs at this point in time. Out CSing him and having more kills. Going in, making sure he wants to get his Null Sphere off. And the Ignite does go off, but he doesn't get the Q off, so he's not going to be able to kill Ziggs. Ziggs escaping very early. Ashe having to go back. Cassidy being low. Ziggs needs to be very careful if he's going to stay in lane. 150 HP, that's 1 Q from Cassidy, and he is dead. Looks like Yorick is winning this lane top just because of his ability to keep the lane pushed. 68 CS to 42. And just his ghouls. You know, if a ghoul kills someone, Cassidy did level up, so he has more HP now. But if a ghoul kills someone, Yorick does get the gold from the CS, and it does count for his total. So, excuse me, I had to burp off mic. Looks like we do have Soraka going down. Between the Ashe's Frost Shot and the red buff, she is just too slow to do anything, and it looks like Sona actually getting the kill. So, while it was a death for the blue team, you know, it was the best thing that could happen. The kill went to Soraka. The kill went to Sona. So she'll. Oh no! Sona gets her buff a little. Sona gets her gold per 5 a little bit faster, but you know it's a lot better than an Ashe getting the kill. Even Skarner getting the kill, and all Skarner really does is get tanky and go gold per 5 himself. Ziggs throwing down the minefield. And then throwing down his Q. Great minefield from Ziggs, though, as it was blind. I don't know if he was, you know, just, if he knew it was there. There weren't any wards nearby. So I guess just game sense by Ziggs. And since minefield does grant vision, as you'll see, you can see from here, it does grant vision on the, what they see. And the ultimate from Ziggs. Great play by him. Great bait by Nautilus. So Ziggs equalizing mid now. Up to only 200 gold behind. Just if he can get a few more CS, he will equalize with Cassidy, and we'll have we'll have this matchup even again, and we'll have to see what happens once the tower goes down, because Ziggs' tower, as much abuse as he's taken from Cassidy, Ziggs' tower is untouched, whereas Cassidy's tower is at half health. And you know, mid lane tower is the most important because of map control. We have a little bit of skirmish. Ziggs is very far out of position, even warded. Fight for Dragon going down soon. We have Sona and Ashe both staying there trying to harass, trying to make sure blue team doesn't get Dragon. It looks like they're not going to go for Dragon. Is Nautilus really going to go back from that? Cassidy is going through, the blue team having the ward. Or, not blue team having the ward, it was purple team pinging for Cassidy to get blue again. But we have double wards at Baron. Are both of them are at the basically the same timer, so both teams will have ward over Dragon for the next 2 minutes or so. Just more harass going down for Victor. Look at the CS. This is very interesting. Look at this. As Soraka does go no, nothing is happening. As Soraka got hit, but Cassidy didn't do anything. And we do have the Victor ultimate, but Cassidy does kill Soraka eventually. And we have Nautilus missing the dredge line. We have the great death ray from Victor getting the kill on Ashe, and we have Cassidy continuing to kill everything but getting rooted in turret range with Nautilus's passive, which roots his opponents for, I believe it's 0.75 seconds? Yes, 0.75 seconds he roots them just by auto-attacking them. And he's waiting to attack again, and he does root Skarner, so Skarner's going to go down. And what could have been a very, very bad engagement for blue team ends up being won by the purple team. Or could have been very, very bad for the blue team, ends up winning for the blue team. And you can see Skarner QQing a little bit about Nautilus's passive. It's only 0.75 seconds, but in this game, in League of Legends, 0.75 seconds is huge. I mean, when the longest CC is 3 seconds, and that's ultimates, we're talking, like Ashe's ultimate from its max range, that's a lot. Just getting a few CS, but look at this. 100 CS to 56, just Ziggs being able to so effectively trade with Ashe and zone Ashe. His power transfer is just a fantastic ability now that they've buffed the missile speed. And blue team going for that dragon, but it is warded by the purple team. And blue team getting the pink ward, so purple team cannot snipe it. However, they know they're there. But with 4 people there, they really can't engage. However, Sona and Ashe are coming in. Remember, Sona's ultimate is down. Ashe, of course, her ultimate is up, though. Nautilus going down. The great Ziggs ult hitting everything, but everybody's at full HP, and they're going to have to back off. So the purple team looks like they're going to get Dragon now. Victor going straight for his death cap to help further that CS lead bottom, and to help zone Ashe being able to be healed. And more importantly, the buffed infuse means Soraka's a great pick with all of these APs in the game now. Instead of starting at 25 and going up to about 120, it starts at 40. It goes up to 250, I believe, maybe just 200. Let's see what's at it now. Right now it's 120 mana, so I believe it's 40 per rank, which would be 200 at level 5. You know, it makes her a great pick with an AP, but she can't solo on her own now. Her heal is balanced around it being a high mana cost, but with Infuse restoring her own mana, it was kind of broken in its own little way. And we have just Nautilus going mid, starting to... Nautilus not really... Kassadin runs away. Nautilus not really having as much buff control as most people... as most junglers. He does have excellent map control and ability to get around, but he's just, you know, as slow as he is, he really has to be good about keeping that buff control and keeping timers, making sure he goes to buffs ahead of time. I believe this is the second blue buff Ziggs will have, but Kassadin has already had 3, or it might just be the second blue buff that has been gotten, period. But we do have the red buff still up, and it has been up for a while now, so we'll have to see who gets that. I would believe Nautilus would be best for that, but the duration of it really doesn't, you know, with his passive, the duration of it isn't that much more. The duration of the slow on red buff, I mean. The mid tower going down as we have 3 people going. Still not a dragon taken in this game, but we have had a lot of action around dragon. Purple team just kind of resetting, and York continuing to win top lane, forcing Garen to buy 2 Doran's Blades just to stay even. But look at York getting a Chain Vest and a Sapphire Crystal, going to go for a Frozen Heart, I would imagine. But while he's top, there are 5 people around Dragon, and the purple team now pink warding it. It looks like the purple team is going to get a free Dragon. Yes, it looks like blue team's going to uncontested, so purple team doing a little bit to get them back into this game. You know, really, it's the 3 outer towers that's the goal difference here. A little bit in assists, but actually, no, they're ahead in assists by 2-4, so that's 12 assists to 8 assists. So 12 assists to 8 assists, they're ahead. Great Ashe ultimate, and the ultimate for Sona missing Ziggs, but it doesn't matter because Garen just spins to win, and when he did, Demacia being called, the sword coming down from the sky, and York does die. Did not intend for that to rhyme, but that did sound pretty awesome, if I must say so myself. Garen with blue buff, because he uses that mana so much. He might as well buy an Arc Staff while he's at it to utilize it. Victor just harassing some more with his Q. And you can see, if you remember back when Victor first played, his Q speed was so slow it really didn't matter, but now it's so fast that he can trade with people and do it effectively. Looks like Skarner's running back, Victor just poking with his death ray but not seeing anybody, and Cassidy getting his third blue buff of the game. So fantastic play by him. Ziggs did die. We had the great Garen play there, and then we had Skarner pulling Yorick into the fight, and 4v1, regardless of how tanky Yorick can be. 4v1 is 4v1, and Yorick did die. Ashe volleying minions, using the new frost effect so that it doesn't destroy some of the computers in the game. Blowing her ghost to get away. But Ziggs is right there. Is he going to be able to do some damage? No, Ashe blowing her flash and her ghost. So interestingly, Ashe only choosing escape summoners. Very smart by her, since Ashe doesn't have an escape. She just has slow. Ziggs hitting 3 people with his ultimate. Great play by him. But is it going to be enough? There are all 5 of purple team here to only 4 from blue team. And Yorick continues to farm top, playing like a Nasus in his own regard. And he's just going complete anti-AD. Which is a smart play by him. If you can win top lane, a lot of times you can win the game. Mechanicat getting ignited, but he is going to be okay. If he can get a power transfer off, that shield is going to save him from the kill. He does even get the kill on Cassidy, so he's 4-1-1. Who are we seeing? We're seeing a new meta shift. Cassidy in bot lane, guys. This might be the change. Maybe the Soraka nerf, and I use nerf in air quotes, maybe this is the change to send an AP bot with her, and maybe the AD carry mitigate. Who knows? We'll have to see. Ashe, of course, you know, I'm tired of this 0 CS meta. I'm tired of a 5th player being not useless on the team, but being very boring. We'll have to see. Hopefully this VoD goes up, and watch this VoD and the play of Mechanicat and Team Bowser and his ladies. Watch it change the meta, ladies and gentlemen. I won't call it, but it could start here. At the very least, a few people in various ELO ranges will try it out, and we'll see what happens. While AD carries do need babysitters, we have a lot with escape mechanisms now, and you could take an AD carry, give them teleport, and you have a huge DPS lead in any fight that they could teleport to. And it does still give you Baron. It still does give you dragon control as long as 2 are bottom. AD carry can run there, help out with it, perhaps even do more damage over the course of a dragon fight than a AP carry. The only difference being Dragon's weakening or lessening of the attack speed with its burn effect. Top lane, Yorick just continuing to win it. He doesn't have the HP that Garen does. Garen going for Atmogs, it looks like. But he has 158 armor at 22 minutes, and all Garen does is physical damage. So, his ultimate is magic. But Garen just continuing to lose top lane. As you can see, Yorick is ahead almost 80 CS to Garen, and Garen has 1 more kill, but that really doesn't matter at all. Look at this, 2,000 gold lead for Yorick, just destroying top lane. And is Yorick, I guess it's okay for Yorick to get blue buff. We'll have to, is Ziggs going to run it and take it? Nope. Looks like they've talked over Vent or whatever audio software they're using, and they are going to give blue buff to Yorick. They're posturing in purple jungle, but not actually engaging on red because they had no way of knowing that Skarner was taking it. Purple team having a ward here. I don't know if the Oracles is in range to see it. Can they? No, Soraka is out of range. They actually aren't in range to see that ward, ladies and gentlemen. And we have the Ashe arrow going in, but missing everything. Garen going to spin the win, but running out, realizing that his team's not in any position to do anything. Ashe coming in, and now they're in a position to fight, but now it's too late as Baron will start regenerating 330 HP every half second or so. Baron just does not care. Top lane, Yorick getting the kill on Ashe. Not top lane. In mid lane, Yorick getting the kill on Ashe. Just being able to lock her down. And that's the purple team has to retreat because their main source of damage is gone. Ashe, though she is under farm, she does have a lot of assist gold, so that's not too bad, but she's behind 2.4k to this Victor right here. Just thinking about it, he does have a very spectacular zoning kit, so it makes sense that he would be sent bot lane. He needs AP to make it work though, because he's not all ratios, but he's mostly ratios. Oh, like I said, maybe this will bust open the meta. Maybe this will finally be the thing to do it. Just give someone, maybe a Ziggs bottom even. Skarner trying to flash in and steal it, but he does miss the smite. We have 2 ultimates going down for 1 kill, so that was a little bit of a waste for blue team, but they have... Oh no, they did not get Baron. Skarner did flash and get Baron, so great play by purple team, and 2 ultimates being wasted. So purple team, you know, this might be what they need to get back in this game. Ashe really needs to come back in. Ashe did get the Baron buff, so their AD carry does have the Baron buff. Nautilus pulling in, but he's being hit by that tower. And it looks like things are normalizing. Blue team going to go for a dragon. No wards there, as they all have expired. They will be uncontested. Soraka going to run around and see that there aren't any wards. Ziggs initiating dragon already. Kind of dangerous at this point in the game, but since everything has been centered around Baron and all 5 have been accounted for, it's really not that bad. Casting and buying some wards. And we do have the aggressive... We have a very smart ward for dragon. What is the timer left on that? Very smart of them to go to dragon while that ward was active, because they could see anybody from mid lane coming, or if they ran through blue buff, they'd just be too late. And now we see the... Interestingly, it says that blue team still doesn't have dragon, if you just look at it right here. But we have Skarner just running in to see that they did in fact get dragon, and blue team ahead 5k gold. But without that AD carry, you know, if Ashe plays really well, she could win this game for her team. Just that consistent damage is what blue team is missing. They have a lot of burst, they have a lot of utility, they have sustain, but they don't have that constant damage that an AD carry brings. So Ashe, as soon as she gets her, let's see, she's got BF sword and pickaxe, so she needs roughly 3 or 4 more CS and she'll have her Infinity Edge. So if Ashe could somehow get this tower, as Nautilus does get ganked at red buff, Garen getting the kill, so great play by him. Nautilus trying to attack Garen once, but he does get hit by the passive, and we have the York ultimate going down, Nautilus being ulted, and we have all hell breaking loose. Garen running in, spinning to win. Nautilus, the ghost of Nautilus, tanking it, giving 0 Fs. And his passive is getting the kill on Skarner. So, Garen stealing the red buff, very key in this fight. But Nautilus' decision to just run back and auto-attack Garen once is what got him in range. And we do have Kassadin. Maybe he glitched, maybe he got silenced, I don't know. But Kassadin did lose, for some reason did not blink over the wall. We have Victor running around. He did get his gravity field augment. So, just full zone Victor going down. And he's just continuing. They want to get that red buff back. We have Ashe running in behind. Ashe blowing her ghost. Soraka getting killed by Ashe. Soraka blowing her ultimate, or blowing her flash. We have Victor getting the red buff. Soraka with the heal. Is she going to escape this Sona? Is she going to? She's running away. She's running away faster. Ashe really wants to get that kill. It looks like with her ultimate, she does in fact get the kill. But Victor, that little bit of hesitation, his death ray, get the kill on Ashe. So, Victor continuing to get further ahead. 7-1-3. Victor going tank AP Victor? I'm not sure. We have Soraka getting Locket of the Iron Solari. Take that, Morello. I'm sure you... I guess it's too late in the meme's history to make a Nerf Aurelia joke. But, Morello, I'm sure very sad seeing that Locket of the Iron Solari has won. That Iron Stylus being the better form. Red did get an item into the game. Not first, but did get an item into the game in a shorter period of time. Ziggs going to get his blue buff and spam his Qs all day, every day. 2 levels away from rank 3 ultimate, which does so much damage. He's hit a lot of people with his ultimate, but there haven't really been too many people inside the part of his ultimate that does the most damage. As you know, it has a small circle that's about the size of this buff cove, and then a larger circle that's about the size of Baron, where it will do reduced damage. So the area between this and the circle of Baron is where it does more damage, or the area between that it does less damage. I believe it's 75% total damage? Does it say? Yeah, they take 75% total damage in that area. And we'll see it as soon as he uses it. I'll be able to point it out. Basically, it's a little outside the skull in the middle that happens. But in terms of gold, blue team still ahead. But 6k gold isn't that much the further the game goes on. Really, what they need to do, though, is push a tower. They have a team that can push. They have Garen, they have Cassidy with his force pulse, they have Skarner with his Qs, they have... Sona doesn't do that much, but they do have an AD carry that can push. They need to push lanes. As long as they're stuck on their side of the map, and the ultimate does go down, they do pull Victor. The ultimate going down from Ashe and Ziggs, they're really wanting to get that Victor down, and Victor does get down. Sona on a rampage, ladies and gentlemen, and a 2-for-0 right now so far for the purple team. The ultimate from Yorick going down, getting it done on the Yorick ulting himself. Ashe going in, trying to kill the real Yorick. Just continuing to attack, and Ashe with her Infinity Edge is doing a lot of damage. She could activate that power. No, Ashe, press 6. Garen running in, trying to get that. He does get that silence off on Ziggs, and Yorick running in, trying to get some form of kill, but he doesn't get anything. So that is exactly what the purple team needed. A 3-for-1 engagement for purple team, and all they lost was Skarner, who really isn't that much of a factor anyway besides his initiate. So as long as the turret targets the right person, purple team will be alright, and it doesn't even matter because they had a couple minions left. So a great play by them. Instead of being down 6k, now they're down 3.5k. If Ashe can get a little more farmed, if Ashe can get her Phantom Dancer, you know, the blue team is in for a world of trouble. Because Victor, while he is going tanky, there's not going to be that much he can do to fight off an AD carry. They're going to have to focus Ashe, but Ashe is doing a fantastic job of staying back. If there's one thing that could be done a little bit more differently is, now that Soraka has her oracles off, the purple team needs to ward everywhere. We need to have enough wards that we can draw smiley faces with wards. You see it right here? I hear, and then outline dragon. You have a smiley face, ladies and gentlemen. That's what they should do with wards. Obviously not a smiley face, but they need that many. Blue team only having 1 ward to purple team's 3, but look at how defensive these wards are. They're wards in Baron and in their own jungle, as opposed to the blue team warding in purple team's jungle. They got a turret. They need to push more. Are they going to get the turret bottom? It looks like it. We'll have to see if these minions auto redo it. Blue team posturing, but they're under sight. They don't have an oracles to see that. Purple team knowing, are they going to... Is the bottom tower going to go? With these new minions, I'd say yes. And we just have a lot of posturing. Soda with an oracles, the other teams with not. Ashe's hawkshot going down as soon as that ward expired. And Ziggs queuing in. Ashe ulting, that does signal an initiate, but they really shouldn't initiate. Skarner getting CC'd, not being able to get his ultimate off, and Ziggs getting his ultimate off. Victor's ultimate going off. Look at how tight everyone is. Victor's ultimate doing tons of damage. Take that, Triforce. And Nautilus getting killed. Nautilus getting killed. Great play by Garen to click on the right person with his ultimate. Smartcaster, no. Victor really needs to get in. But, as you can see, just with the damage that Ashe can do by staying back, and with blue team getting split a little bit. Well, they didn't get split. They all focused Garen, and Garen got away because of his move speed on his Q. 35% move speed to be exact. Garen getting away, Cassidy getting away, and Garen getting the kill on Nautilus. The blue team really has no way to lock down anybody, not to mention that all the squishies from purple team just ran through here. Sona, is she going to see the ward? She does see the ward, so that's another ward killed by Sona, which should really be a statistic in LoL. I don't know if you've seen the Reddit post, but wards killed needs to be a statistic in League of Legends at the end of games, like CS, etc. Garen actually going Hex Streaker instead of Atmos, just needing to get that extra bit of MR. We have Victor a couple seconds ago did blow his flash, and we just have the bot lane turret did get killed. So purple team starting to get more ahead, and we have the engage. We have Cassidy getting locked down, Cassidy being killed by Yorick. Yorick ulting himself, and his ult is going to start to do a lot of damage. We have the field going down. Victor, great play by Victor. His ultimate's not up, so he's not going to be able to do that damage. Victor getting ulted. Great play by Skarner to pull Victor away from his team. Nautilus taking everything, though. He does not care. Skarner going down with his team is Nautilus's grab up, but it doesn't matter because Frost shot too strong. Hawk shot too strong, ladies and gentlemen. Not Hawk shot, volley too strong. I want to call it Hawk shot because I was thinking of hot shot, GG, and the two pull themselves together. Anyway, we have purple team not having awarded Baron. All those have expired, and it looks like blue team is going to get Baron. If it does not get stolen, they will have a very large advantage right now. Ash getting her Hawk shot off the real Hawk shot. Victor dropping down his field, just trying to keep people away. The ward is down, but who has oracles on the team? Nautilus has oracles. Great. If you're a tank and you have the gold, you should get oracles instead of your support, just because you're going to be a lot harder to kill. And it takes incentive away from the team to focus the support. And we do have blue team getting the Baron. But what I was saying, tanks need to get oracles because it is more reason to attack the tank, which is exactly what you want happening for the team that has your tank. Of course, you know, you want Nautilus to be attacked by the other team, because while that's happening, Victor's not being attacked, Ziggs isn't being attacked, Soraka's not being attacked, she can heal, and Yorick's free to ult someone. Victor getting red buff himself. A ward going down. No, just a ghoul going down for... I just dropped. I was playing with an eraser. You know those mechanical pencils that have the erasers that twist up? I just had it in my hand and I was kind of just screwing around with it because it, you know, something to do. I just dropped it in my drink. A little bit of a side note. Not really relevant in any way, shape, or form, but it made me sad. Anyway, Ash started to get back at this game. What does make me sad is an Ash that's 0-4-11. Holy sad, Batman. Much like Tuesday, which was Valentine's Day, or as my friends like to call it, Singles Awareness Day. So happy sad, everybody. Happy sad. I know it's a little past, but a happy sad to you nonetheless. I hope you spent it all gaming and spending all your time getting achievements and raising your ELO. And we do have the engage going down, Ash having to blow her flash. We do have the Ash ultimate going in, but the blue team just so tanky. Victor getting pulled by the Skarner ultimate, and the Victor ultimate does get the kill on, or the Victor ultimate getting all this damage in team fight. The Nautilus ultimate getting the kill on Sona. And just the blue team, the purple team, while they have more damage, they're also a lot squishier, and the blue team taking advantage of that, going 3-0 while Cassidy is top lane. Backdoor Cassidy doesn't work that well, ladies and gentlemen. He's not a Master Yi. He does not go all, what's it called? There can be only one. Highlander. There we go. We just have the blue team continuing to push the inhib. Cassidy getting this inhib. Is the blue team going to go back now? They really should. Or are they just going to push to win? With all these timers up, it is a smart play. If they can get a Nexus turret, more power to them, because by the time these teams are up, Cassidy doing his thing, though, getting 3 towers down. 2 towers. But it's not going to be enough, and the blue team does win. Thank you all for watching. This was a much better game than the last one we had. Again, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, email me if you have suggestions or videos. I have 2 emails, lolzazaminrax, just lolzazaminrax at gmail.com, or lolcasterzazzy, that is lolcaster, C-A-S-T-E-R, and Zazzy, it's just the first 5 letters from my name, so you see right here, Zazaminrax, it's just X-A-X-Z-I, so it is, in fact... That is, in fact, my email if any of you guys need it. Thank you again for watching. Big props to Mechanicat for giving me these games at the drop of a hat for me to cast. And thank you all for watching. Tell your friends. I will cast anything, anytime, anywhere, give or take some projects that I got to do. And Victor Soraka bot, new meta flavor of the month. Break open this 0 CS bullcrap. Even though Soraka had 0 CS. But it's different, and that's the important part. Thank you guys, for watching. Zazaminrax out.